What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning back in here. As you saw in the previous clip, I have this very large cutting board that I unfortunately can't get through the planer. So the largest dimension, or excuse me, at minimum I have to have at least one of those dimensions underneath 13 inches, and this cutting board is sitting at 16 by 21. So I couldn't run it through the planer if I wanted to. So what I will be working on today, hopefully it's simple enough, we'll see, is I'm going to work on a router base that will allow me to turn my router basically into a planer. It'll give me a chance to flatten it, flip it, flatten it, and give me consistent flat sides that way. So what I did is I got a couple pieces of simple plywood, 3/4 inch, 24 inch by 24 inch pieces of ply. These are just hobby boards I got from the local big box store. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Hopefully I can keep it short and sweet here. All the dimensions on the plywood are all the same, so I'm hoping I can just do a couple quick rip cuts here. Screw, glue, and start working with this router right away. So thanks again for coming along on the journey. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thanks again. Okay, so I'm really doing this one by the seat of my pants here. I'm just hoping to have something quick and dirty that I can work with here. Now that I'm really kind of looking at this, I'm thinking what I'll do is I will have three cuts that I'm going to pull out of this panel here. One of them I'm going to have to come up with a way to cut a hole into it here, and then I will have two support pieces here. If I could draw, that'd be real nice. What these are going to act as, bumpers for the router, and make sure that I can keep the tool bit running and spinning in here. So my first dimension here, this one here, is going to be the width on this here. That's 6 inches, so I'm going to cut one 6.5 inches. And then I think I want the height of these aren't necessarily too critical, so I might just do 1 inch cuts here. And then this length here will be the 24 inches of this here. So it should be nice, real simple, easy cuts. Hoping it stays that way. So I'm gonna go jump over the table saw and start cutting those up. Okay, so I literally just got this table saw, unpacked it and built it no more than 30 minutes ago. So this will be my second cut I've done on it. Ran some maple through it just to give it a quick test here. I tried to dial in absolutely everything I could, the best I could. So I'm still going to be doing some basic measurements using the speed square. Not speed square, I can't think what that's called. I'm going to call it speed square, even though I know it's not what it is. But I'm going to be using that to make sure that my fence here, even though I do have a tape measure on here, is dialed in as tightly as I like it. So again, I'm going to be cutting 3 strips here, a 6.5 inch strip, and then 2 1 inch strips right behind it here. So that's what I'll be working on. So basically just realizing I'm an idiot. I'm going to use the measure on here and just move my fence here a little bit more than an inch away from the blade and cut it that way. I don't know why I did it the other way. That's all I got for you. Okay, so instead of going to 8.5 inches, I went 8 inches on this. Wanted to be a little bit tighter, a little less chance for that to slide around. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to glue. I've got a real simple nail gun that I can use to hold these in place, and then what I'm going to do then actually is screw in from the bottom here using the drill with the counter bores I have on there, making sure that these are nice and tight. And then the next step will be actually to put a bumper on the back side here, so I can't knock this off of the rails that I'm inevitably going to put on the board there. So that's the next step. Okay, super simple, super easy. The hardest part, I think, right now is going to be putting the slot into here. So, gonna have to figure that one out, and how to do it safely is going to be the next big hurdle here. So that's what I'll be working on next. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I ran the miter saw blade through the center of this. And then what I'm going to do is get a Forstner bit and drop a hole on each side of this line just to open it up. And then I'm going to get a router bit and actually use the router to create that slot, and then allow the bumpers to determine the width here. I think that's going to be the best way for me to do it. I'm pretty limited on the types of tools to do this type of feature, so I think that's going to be the best way for me to do it. Is it the ideal way? Maybe, but it's what I got. It's what I can do. So that's what I'm going to stick with right now, and that's going to be the path that I go here. So like I said, Forstner bits. I'm going to put holes on each end of this. It'll give me a chance to drop a router bit through there, and then use a router bit to gut out as much material as possible. So that's what I'm going to do next. lines. Pretty happy with that actually. What's nice is I don't actually have to use this to reference anything. This is just going to act as a bumper. If anything, I think I'm going to leave it for now, knowing that later if I need to, I do have a 3/4 inch bit I can cut in here and get a little bit more cut out here to get some more width. But I think for what I'm looking to do for today, this is absolutely perfect. So next step here is to put end cap on it here, and then what that will do is that will act as a lip here. So when I'm moving the router, I'll have bumpers on the table, and that won't allow this to fall off and fall into the workpiece. I can use the bumpers as one last safety precaution. So that's what I'm going to be doing next year. So just like I wanted, real simple, real quick, nice easy project here. Got a nice sled here that will allow me to do that work, allow me to go back and forth here. It's pretty compact. In the next couple days, I'm going to be moving actually out to the workshop. So my space becomes a lot smaller than what I have here currently in the garage. So having small pieces like this that can help me do relatively large cutting boards like that makes life a lot easier. So what I'm going to set up next is I'm going to put the cutting board in, give you a chance to see what I've been talking about here. Okay, so next step here, and I've done this a couple times in my life here. It always sounds a little silly to me, but I'm going to shim up a couple corners because there's some, as much wiggle as I thought there was here. And then what I'll do is I'll actually super glue a couple spots here just to try to keep the board as steady as I can. It's worked for me in the past. I've got no reason to believe it won't work for me now. It's simple, it's easy, it's cheap. I think this glue gun was Amazon, like $5 with a bunch of sticks. So that's really what I'm working off here. And frankly, I just want to dust the top here, knock the glue off, level everything out, and then do the same thing on the other side here. I want to keep as much of this height on here as possible. So that's what I'm going to be working towards here. I got to wait for this to heat up. While this is heating up, I'm going to go in and get a drink and then come right back out. Okay, so I'm sure you saw that. That looked a little sketchy to me, made me a little uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the board off. I'm going to take the jig off. I'm going to mount this back up, and I'm going to blow this this track out a little bit more. Just did not make me comfortable. So I'm going to blow that out, make it wider, and hopefully it'll make my life a little bit easier and make me a little bit more comfortable using this. so that worked absolutely beautifully, just the way I remember. I do still have one little bit of a low spot right here on the board. I'll show you in a second here. But it's at a depth where I'm comfortable that the sander can come through and clean that up. I don't want to take any more than I have to off this board. So real happy with how this came out. Looks beautiful, really nice and flat. So I'm going to pop the board off here, and then I'll show you on the camera here what we're looking at. There we go. I'll show you the before and after here. So that's before. I'm hoping I got a good angle here for you. You can see how uneven, beat up it is here. And then after the planer here, it looks really nice, smooth, nice and even. Like I said, here's a low spot here in the middle, but I can get through that with the sander here. So real happy with that. I think what I'm going to do here real quick, just to knock off some of these peaks and valleys, I'm going to just run the sander on here real quick just to even it all out. Flip it, and then run it through the sled gun here, and just start taking it to the finish line here. So that'll be next steps after I take glue off here. I'll keep you posted. Okay, for the purposes of this video, I'll say we're done for the day. Real simple build, but super effective tool to use. Worked really nice with this. Let's see if I can give you a good angle here. So you can see here, there's no low spots, no high spots anymore. And what you're seeing here, these are the step overs from one path to the next. These sand out real nicely, so this board should come out phenomenally. Cut through it no problem. Again, walnut and then maple here. So again, effectively for what I was hoping to accomplish with this video is done. This came together real nicely. Nice quick afternoon build here, and a tool that I will be using a lot of. This is a little bit bigger than a typical board that I do. This was a custom order. This is 20 by 15, but I think it's actually 20 by 16 right now, but I will do some dimensioning to get down to final size. But again, too wide to put through the planer, but perfect for this application. So real happy with how this came out, how the tool came out here. I'll give you a chance to see that as well. So you can see here the router, because of the bumpers that were put in here, only allows it to go so far. And again, for the purposes of this, this doesn't affect anything. The big ones here are the bumpers here that allow you to come up on this and give you nice clean cuts here. So again, real easy, effective way to do this. One caveat I will give you here, and I will see if I can show you. Is how much dust it throws everywhere. So a planer, you can hook up a vacuum to the back of it, sucks it right in the vacuum, you get little to no mess, where this method shoots it everywhere. So there is going to be some manual cleanup that I have to handle later. But all in all, really happy with how this this video came out and how this board is coming along here. So if you want to see the final product of this board after I'm done working through it, you can follow me on my Instagram page. It's in the link. It's in the link in the bio below. So follow me there. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comments below. Other than that, look forward to hearing from you guys. Look forward to the next one.